Hi there. Good afternoon, Cindy Dole, and this is Home Wizards, your radio home for all things home, garden, and life improvement. Thanks for sharing part of your Saturday afternoon with me, and I hope you are ready to have 2 hours of fun. I was talking to a friend yesterday who actually is on vacation, and here's how he's spending it. He says, quote, I'm doing Home Wizards kind of things. Isn't that funny? But isn't that always the case? I feel like every weekend it comes to that time. Hopefully you get to have a weekend off, or maybe it's a day off, or whatever your time period off is. It doesn't feel like there's just this never-ending list of things to do around your house or your apartment, and that I always have this huge list, and then I end up feeling so guilty that I didn't finish everything on the list, but you're just going to chip away at it. Well, my goal here on the show is to give you the ideas every week, whether it's something for your inside or your outside, or whether you want to do it yourself or hire it done, just to figure it out and kind of know how to attack and enjoy it, because then when you come home, I think that you will truly just have better moments and enjoy your life more. I call home improvement kind of like life improvement, don't you think? And, you know, last weekend, I had so much fun talking to this butterfly garden expert, David Snow. And David, if you're listening, you rock. We had so much fun, and there's so many great people that we meet. We call them the FOCs, the Friends of Cindy. But I never knew about the magic of this milkweed and how the milkweed plant, and he says it's kind of like the marijuana plant for butterflies, for monarchs. It really isn't. But it's the magical plant that the caterpillars for the monarch love to eat, and then all of a sudden you're going to have year-round monarchs. So, well, he gave me one. We have it in a container, and now we are waiting for the caterpillar to do its thing. And hopefully we'll see the monarch. So I'll keep you posted. But if you haven't done this or you missed the show, all you do is you go back to the website. Go to cindydole.com. All the past shows are there in the on-air section. You'll see the segment about monarch butterflies and everything else. Or if you don't want to do that, you can also go to the website and you can get the Cindy Dole app for free. All you do is you go. You kind of go there, and then all of a sudden it makes you all tingly inside, because now you download the barcode tool that they have all these websites for, and then you put it on your phone, and then you wave your phone across my website. And poof, you're going to have all the shows right there with you on the go to listen on the road, whether you're in your car or you're walking around, you're in the garden, whatever. So I hope that you enjoy that at cindydole.com. All right, so coming up on the show today, we're going to talk with 4 designers who have all been working on the Pasadena Showcase House. It's opening up a week from tomorrow. Hello. So yeah, that means we're giving tickets away on my website and on Facebook. So you have to, as of Monday, go there to cindydole.com. We'll have all the instructions and how you can enter to win. And today we're going to talk about 4 amazing spaces tied to Showcase. The Gentleman's Lounge, that's for you guys. How to get that guy look and feel for any room in your home. Speaking of guys, what about the garage? The company that did quite a bit of work for Jay Leno. We know he has a very cool garage. He also likes to, well, should we say, collect a lot of stuff. But this particular company worked its magic, and wait till you see what they did at the Showcase House. You're going to hear how you can also get a really amazing garage. Later, we're going to talk with this designer who he lived in Betty Davis's former home, and then Desi Arnaz Jr.'s currently. And his whole philosophy is to break the rules of design, baby. And then finally, we're going to talk about how to get that room for the princess of the house. 888-KFWB-980 is the number you want to keep handy if you want to call on in. 888-539-2980. Now, one more thing. Back to those monarch butterflies. If you are inspired to get this milkweed and do this thing, another little tip is you want to get a butterfly net. And apparently a lot of these stores, you know, all of them around, they have it. It kind of looks like a laundry bag. It has a zipper on it. And I'm going to go out and do this after the show. You're going to put that over your milkweed in the container or on the ground, and it's going to help protect the caterpillar that will metamorphosize into a beautiful monarch butterfly. It'll protect it from spiders. And also it'll keep the show enclosed right there on your milkweed plant. How cool is that? So go and get your butterfly net along with the milkweed. All right, so on to my first guest. It's all about kind of creating that guy space. So guys, this is all about you. When you walk into a room, what makes you say, you know what, this is pretty awesome? Goldfinger. All right, so yes, this is the guy room, the man room, or for you or the special guy in your life, you're in for a treat. So enter the Gentleman's Lounge. All right. It's been created for this year's Pasadena Showcase House, one of a couple dozen rooms you're going to see in this English-style architecture mansion. But what is it about a gentleman's lounge? Well, that was Larry Riskowsky's creation, and an incredible designer who always has that magic touch. Thanks for being here.
Oh, good to be here.
Good to be here. So first of all, did you pick to have the gentleman's lounge?
I did. It was my first choice.
Yeah. So what did you want to do when you thought, hey, gentleman's lounge, what is that?
Gentleman's lounge. The first thing that came to my mind was what's the iconic gentleman? So I thought James Bond. So it needed
which James Bond though?
Oh God, that's tough.
I'm thinking
there's so many good ones.
Sean Connery.
Sean, yeah. Roger. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you're on a first name basis. You and Roger.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, we get together.
Raj. So you were thinking James Bond.
So so it needed to be a very clean line, stylish, cool Bond sort of room. And then so once I sort of got that mindset, I thought, okay, well, whose sort of furniture or whose interior style, would I want it to emulate? And the first thing that came to mind in terms of the shapes of furniture and the upholstery was Jean-Michel Frank, because it's very blocky, very masculine, very clean-lined furniture. And then I wanted sort of a room or home inspiration, and I thought of the Yves Saint Laurent Paris apartment. And so
I haven't been, so I mean...
You should go. I'll take you.
I guess there's a lot of pictures of it out there.
A lot of pictures, and it's beautifully done and very interesting. So I sort of took those three elements and threw them in my blender and came up with my showcase room.
So you would describe the vibe as masculine, cool, pampered,
classic, modern, French deco,
well-traveled.
Definitely well-traveled.
Anything's possible.
Oh, anything is possible.
So that's very cool, and it has kind of a 20s feel too, doesn't it?
Very 20s. The house was built in the 20s, so I wanted to go with that, but I didn't want to be traditional. I wanted it to be a little more contemporary, even though it's a very traditional home. I wanted a more contemporary room for the gentleman's lounge.
So paint a picture for all those of us who are listening on the radio. If we are just to walk into that room right now, what are we seeing? What's the first thing that you see?
The first thing you see, the fireplace probably in the corner. There's a beautiful little corner fireplace with a coat of arms relief, plaster relief on it. I did some research. I could not find out if it was the original owner's family crest. There's plaster relief along the ceiling, and then the furnishings are, I have a gorgeous 20s rug on the floor, deco, a beautiful 20s deco coffee table, high polished, mahogany. One of my own tables from my own line of furniture that's etched glass and iron. It's also French deco. That's probably the first thing that you'll bump into.
And then there's this couch, right? A sofa that is espresso. And it's silk velvet. Now, and help me with this. What's the difference between regular velvet, as in the Velveteen Rabbit, and silk velvet?
It's far more luxurious. It's far more soft. It's far less forgiving. It's 3 times the price.
Perfect. So you don't sit on it, basically.
But you can. Just don't spill on it. Yeah, well, you can too, but it doesn't clean up so easily. It's just much more luxurious, and it models a lot more. It has a lot more depth to it. Although the sofa is espresso on certain parts where the fabric turns, it goes a little lighter, and it's just more luxurious than regular cotton velvet or any other velvet, rayon velvet.
But I love the idea of that espresso chocolate brown.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so warm. It's so rich. It's gorgeous. Yeah, and very masculine.
And you pair that with more of the well-traveled, the animal prints or the animal.
Oh, and some live,
real animal.
Real animal. Not live. Some authentic
previously.
Coyote
fur ottoman.
Ottoman, yeah. I wanted something a little kooky and dramatic and over the top.
And tiger velvet pillows.
Tiger velvet pillows. Those are Clarence House.
So it really has kind of
velvet.
A sexy feel.
Pretty sexy, I hope.
Yeah. A lot of browns.
A lot of neutrals. The whole room is very neutral with the exception of the sapphire blue accents.
Ooh.
And there's blue in the carpet, but it's pretty much a neutral palette, which I think is good for a gentleman's lounge rather than some crazy over-the-top, color combination.
See, I can picture that sapphire blue with that chocolatey espresso brown.
That
sounds
great.
yummy.
Yeah, no, it's a delicious combination.
All right. Well, when we come back, Larry, I want you to help us give us some tips to how to create a manly room in our own home. All right. Whether it's a man cave or a gentleman's lounge, whether it's casual or chic, the guys want to have a place that it's theirs, right? You can help us with that, right?
Okay.
Home wizard Cindy Dole, join in the conversation. If you have a question, we invite you to 888-539-2980. 888-539-2980. Guys, we're helping you create your space after this.
I love Paris in the summer when it sizzles.
Welcome back. Cindy Dole here. This is Home Wizards, where we love Paris and we love you. And we just love talking about ways to enhance those spaces that you call home. And why that song? Well, not only is it just a great song, but it's special for Larry Riskowsky, our guest here, a designer who created the Gentleman's Lounge at the Pasadena Showcase House. And he kind of picked a little bit from Paris and a little bit from James Bond and all these things from sexy to manly to animal prints to espresso and a little bit of sapphire blue. And there you've got this incredible Art Deco room with black and white photos. And have I covered it, kind of?
I think, well, but there's a gorgeous 20s bar.
Oh, we forgot about the bar. Oh, wow. What are we doing at 4 o'clock?
Seriously.
I guess you do have to have the bar for the man cave, don't you?
I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay.
Most man caves require a bar or a mini fridge.
Okay, so that's what gets us to this next question. For those of us who are now, we see what a beautiful job you did. We can picture it in our mind's eye. We're going to go and see it a week from tomorrow for the next month, the Showcase House tour. But let's say right now, this weekend, we want to attack our own home and create that space for the guy of the house.
Okay.
And so how do you first set out on your plan? What is going to be a gentleman's lounge for me or a man's space for me? I'm the guy. Where do I begin?
I guess I would begin with, what is your lifestyle? What is it that you want to do in that room at the end of your day? Do you want to go in there and play pool? Do you want to put your feet up on an ottoman and watch, sports?
You mean a coyote?
A coyote ottoman? A leather ottoman?
Yeah, you oughta. I love ottomans.
A rubber ottoman?
I think it's the best sensation to put your feet up.
It feels good
and
at
recliners,
the end of the day.
Recliners don't always work for everybody.
Recliners are not so cool.
Yeah, and so the ottoman really, kind of fills that in. All right, so we figure out what is our lifestyle, but then how do we know if we're French, Art Deco, James Bond, studly leather, bright colors, dark colors. We want the den feeling where it's very dim. We want to have a pool table. I mean, we want to have sports memorabilia. How do we start to pick one theme, I guess, that will kind of really turn us on and represent who we are as a guy?
I would just take a look at your lifestyle and what you do, what you want to do at the end of your day, how you live your life.
But you know how a lot of guys, they try to do that. I'll just say, my husband's for one. And it kind of looks like a mishmash. It's kind of like all the things that you love. Well, shouldn't we pick one?
Then he needs a licensed or he needs a professional
needs a Larry.
with a guiding hand.
Well, wait, what kind of professional are you talking about?
Not that kind.
Yeah, but seriously, if we pick one thing, maybe one genre, one theme.
I guess, yeah. You certainly you could. You want to be more casual, or you want to be more dressy, or you want to be traditional, or you want to be leather. Recliners. I hope not. You just sort of pick a theme and kind of go with it. If you have a lot of sports memorabilia, frame it and put it on the walls. And if you need a pool table, hope the room is big, unless that's all you're going to do in there is play pool. There's a lot of ways that you could approach it.
And you were talking about the bar that you have in your gentleman's lounge at the Showcase House.
My gentleman's lounge drink.
Yeah, and I think that appeals to a lot of guys, or just people of all kinds. You want to have.
Well, I think it's a very social thing to do.
All the guys are coming over.
You come over, you have a drink before you go out, or after you've had dinner, you go in and you have a cigar, you have a drink.
They're watching the Super Bowl,
or you're watching
whatever.
A game, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't even have to be the Super Bowl. It could be a local ball game.
Sure. Well, and I hear a lot of people are so into having a wine refrigerator or some kind of a little mini.
If you're a wine drinker, then a wine refrigerator would be great. Mm-hmm. Or you can keep beer in it too if you drink beer.
Yeah, I mean,
or have a tap.
And those aren't. Oh, you're on tap. That's right.
You could do a tap. You could do a full bar and do a tap if you use it enough.
Okay.
If you drink that much beer, have that many people over.
In terms of bringing a sense of luxury into our own home, and again, I'm speaking as the guy now. I'm pretending I'm the guy, and I want to have my man space, but I want to let's say I'm not really a luxurious person, but I can learn to be luxurious. What would you say is maybe the one material or thing just to introduce into our life to kind of open up our eyes and go, oh, wow, I never knew I could go there?
I think anything with a nap gives you luxury, and it doesn't have to be a velvet. It could be a suede, which perhaps is
more... So it's texture, really,
I think
a
texture,
rich
anything
texture.
with a nap and a softness at the same time gives you luxury. I wouldn't say a heavy woven texture, unless it's perhaps silk, would give you luxury, but suede would, velvet would, chenille's would. What else would? Yeah.
And in terms of colors, I mean, you probably heard that Pantone is saying this honeysuckle pink is the color for 2011.
Not for a man cave.
And, well, no, I even read that men love pink and how this can work. But, I mean, can that work for a man cave? Can you kind of put like chocolate brown or espresso with pink, or it's too jolly? It's not subdued.
I don't know. Maybe small amounts. I wouldn't do a pink sofa.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't wear a pink suit either, but I have pink shirts.
So just a splash.
A
little splash
like
of it.
my sapphire blue.
Okay.
You know, the whole room isn't bright, shiny sapphire blue, but it's there. So yes,
dark,
you could do it with
darker,
pink.
deeper,
I would think darker, deeper, richer,
muted.
truer colors.
I saw a room done once on one of the home improvement TV shows, and they literally used fabric that looked like a man's suit.
Oh, men's suiting.
For
that's
the sofa.
That's great to do.
And it was like a gray pinstripe or something
I've done walls in
it was
upholstered. It's beautiful.
I loved it.
Yeah, and very masculine.
So where would we get that kind of fabric to do something? Could we cover over a sofa with that?
You could. I mean, you could even go probably downtown to one of the clothing
the fabric
suppliers
garment
on the, what is that, 9th, I guess, in Wall Street or something, and get men's suiting fabric and take it to your upholsterer to do yourself. Definitely.
And you've done.
And I think that would be luxurious, actually.
Yeah.
Wool men's suiting sofa, and very masculine.
Yeah, and probably a little bit easier to take care of than the silk velvet.
Well, a little maybe, perhaps. It depends on your lifestyle.
And you say you use that fabric on the walls, or you
I have upholstered walls, and it looks great with dark wood. It's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
What should we be thinking about in terms of paint colors, then, if we wanted to just paint a room? That's all we could do to make it feel like a nice, manly room.
You know, it depends on the size of the room and how much natural light there is in it. If it's a sort of darkish room, I wouldn't paint the walls too dark unless you really want that true cave feeling. And again, I would probably stick, with more sort of neutral tones.
Like gray?
Gray would be good.
I love gray.
Beiges, bones, dirty bone, some taupes if they're not too pinky. And if if there's wood in there, then go for the darker mahoganies with the paler walls. If there's wood floors, darker would be more manly to me.
And let's say that we hated the carpeting that we had in the room that we wanted.
The wall to wall.
Yeah, that we wanted to turn now into our man space. It just didn't feel manly. It's outdated. Rip up the carpet and put in what?
Are we keeping rip up the carpet? Well, wood floors, I would think, would be my first choice. Generally speaking, it's again,
and how
it's
dark, light or
how
dark? Do you like dark?
Walnut to dark, walnut to like almost black, walnut to espresso. I mean, you could go in the darker honey tones if it's oak. Would look good. And again, it's like broad sort of general strokes.
Of course.
We're not really talking about a specific room. So
Right. I know. Yeah. But those are some great tips, I think. And then as far as the technology goes, because it seems like you have to have a plasma.
Do it all.
You got it. You got
it all. Get the Crestron little touch screen in your lap. Do it all.
Okay. So Larry, your website, so people can stay informed with all you're doing.
LRizDesign.com.
LRiz Design.com. And we can say hi to you when you're at the Showcase House in the Gentleman's Lounge.
Yeah.
All right. And by the way, remember to go to my website, cindydole.com. As of Monday, we'll tell you how you can enter to get to see the show on us, or you can also buy the tickets at PasadenaShowcase.org. It starts a week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow, I'll be there.
All
Opening
right.
day.
Well, thanks for the great tips. I'm pumped up. I think that a lot of guys are going to turn their space into their man
I hope
space.
they do.
All right. I'm loving sapphire blue and espresso. All right. Well, coming up next, speaking of man spaces, we're going to switch to the garage. And it's not just a place for your car. Well, who puts their car in there anyways? Home Wizard Cindy Dole. You can call in at 888-KFWB 980, 888-539-2980. Don't you go away. We're just getting started.